Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Lunarcast, the new class. I am your host, Iron. We're on 6 Penguin. Along with me is Penguin.
Only 18 more of these to go.
Somebody wake up. Mike's like, ah, shit. He forgot to turn off an alarm.
Forgot that alarm was there.
So with me as always is Penguin from twitch.tv/Mr. Penguin Von Penguin.
The only independent, not paid for voice on this podcast.
Mike, I don't think we're paid for, are we?
I haven't seen a single dime yet.
Me neither. I don't get paid for it. We're bleeding money like no other. The heck's he drinking out of?
I'm Mike.
Star-Lord.
Is it Star-Lord?
It is Star-Lord.
Oh, that's good. I like it.
I don't have coffee
So,
this week.
You don't have I don't have water this week. Mike's the only one with the drink. Oh, wait. I got my giant water bottle.
I also have cookies.
I also have water.
The cookies are the good thing. It's the only important thing. So, cookie. So, this week, outside of us still playing Division, sort of, kind of, I think I've played it a bit more. Mike is going to be playing
I have not
later.
played it as much as I should have.
You'll be playing it today. You'll be fine. Penguin, how much are you playing of it lately? You played Sea of Thieves last night.
I did, but Wednesday night for the stream we played Division. I played Division by myself. Nobody showed up. I was sad. I ran around Washington, D.C. by myself. And I went into the dark zone without you guys. So,
Damn. What was I doing on Wednesday?
I was editing.
I don't know, but running the dark
what I
zone
was
is
doing
actually
now.
really fun. So,
Yeah, no. I just hit level 15. It was some weird. There's like a deeper story with this with the agents or something. It's really weird because like a random new side mission popped up of like a Division agent in distress, and you have to go to it. And that it's really quick, but it's really fucking weird.
good to know.
Yeah. So outside of that, Penguin, you're playing Sea of Thieves lately. What else you got? Anything?
God, I wasn't prepared for this to be at the start today. We started with this. Well, Tuesday of next week, I know it's a little early, but MLB 19 comes out, so I'll probably be diving into that. Shut up, Mike. Nobody loves you. All right,
Baseball is boring. It makes me take naps.
But that's kind of been on Sea of Thieves and Division this week, mostly because also schoolwork. So
yeah, Mike, what have you been playing? Anything?
I played some Division.
Obviously.
I am still just getting in, doing my daily missions in Star Trek Online, so I can get that ship at the end. And
nerd.
Off and on, I've been playing. I think it was a PlayStation Plus game. It's called Cube. It's like Kube.
I think I remember that one.
It's kind of like Portal in a sense. You're supposed to be on this like, I haven't finished it yet, so I don't know what the twist at the end is, but you're supposed to be on this, like, you lost all your memory, but you're on this alien ship, supposedly, and you basically
Great, now
just
he ruined it.
There's these cubes that, you know, it's mostly like white, but there's these colored cubes that you manipulate and they do different things. So like there's a red cube that kind of goes out in stages, just extends out. There's a blue cube that that's basically like a spring, so it shoots you forward. There's a yellow section of cubes that like make a stair, stuff like that. So it's just basically puzzles. Get from the start of a room to the end of the room, and then you're presented.
It almost sounds like Thomas was alone.
No, it's more like Portal because it's a first person game and you're basically it's either left trigger or right trigger and you're just manipulating these cubes.
Now, Mike, I hate to interrupt you, but I have two thoughts right now. One,
is
that a big Yoshi on the shelf back there? Because I just noticed that for the first time.
That is a big green Yoshi amiibo.
That's dope. That's dope. Just saying.
Yoshi.
And two, I feel like you guys have not played what may be the best PS Plus game to have ever hit PS Plus in, say, the last couple of years, which is Stories Paths of Destiny.
I have not played that.
Me neither.
That's a damn shame. I enjoyed it and the humor in it so much that I platinumed that game, and it's a grind to platinum it.
Dang. I might have that one. Usually I just download the freebies, so I'll have to double check.
The good platinums are the ones that hook you.
That's true. Those are the good ones. You don't want no easy one.
I should have worn my 10-year Extra Life shirt today so I could be cool like you.
Oh, yeah. It's very nice. It's very comfy still. So, with that being said, since I kind of screwed up Penguin by moving everything to the beginning.
You put it at the front so we wouldn't talk too long at the end. I'm aware of what you
did. You didn't even give us a warning. You're just like, what are you playing today?
Yeah, no, I completely screwed you guys.
No, you did not. That is not your job, sir. Inappropriate podcast is inappropriate.
Anyways.
Yeah, anyway. So the big thing this week was Google's announcement of their gaming platform, which is really a streaming service, Stadia.
Dumb name, good idea.
Why? It's not just a streaming service. Like they do have like their own API and everything, so it is a platform.
Okay, fine. It's okay. It is a platform. I was kind of expecting
you don't download the games.
Yeah, I was expecting a physical box though. Still,
what this
is it's called a Chromecast.
Mike, you and I. I think you also played in the Project Stream beta, right?
I did because I got that free Assassin's Creed copy.
Hell yeah, it was beautiful. So this is just like a more advanced continuation of what they did there, which means what they were doing with Project Stream was, can we make the gameplay work? They weren't testing any of the other stuff in it, because obviously they've been working on it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But they were like, can we make this this streaming gameplay work with little to no latency so that it's viable? And I can tell you, I had no problems on Project Stream at all.
The only problems I had were if any of you have used Remote Play, similar issues where if there's a hiccup in the connection or whatever, it either freezes for a second or you get the artifacts and stuff as it brings the render back in.
Right.
Which
I did see that a couple times on that, but
I've even had that problem locally using my Steam Link or doing Remote Play just on my internal network. So it's not like it's an entirely internet related thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I was surprised when I did Project Stream how well it worked.
It's proof of concept.
And how good it looked. Now, they were only doing, I think for Project Stream, they were only doing 1080p.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, they're only doing 1080p, but they're able to do 4K.
Well, they're saying like Stadia is going to be able to do 4K 60 FPS at launch.
And it's only going to require 25 megabits per second for the internet.
That's insane.
25 megabits for just a 1080p 60 FPS.
I thought it was for the 4K was the 25.
Far as I know, it says, unless they've released it like a new, let me see if I can find it.
Oh no, you are correct. The company worked
Okay.
within an ideal framework of 25 megabits per second for 1080p 60 frames per
Okay.
second streams.
So here,
Okay, yeah.
here's
So
the
they
problem.
don't know 4K yet.
Oh no, they can. It's just going to require a higher connection. They said 4K 60 FPS will be there at launch.
It'll probably be like
That'll be for games that
30
support
to.
it. And
It'll
that'll
probably be like 30 to 50.
I'm guessing it's probably gonna be 50, closer to 50
Yeah.
for this. The problem isn't, I don't know if it's a problem right now. It's just that they haven't talked about it yet. This will probably be at Google I/O in May. We don't know pricing. We don't know how. We don't know. Is
We
this
don't know the structure of it?
Yeah. Is this pay a monthly fee, and you have access to every game on the platform? Is this a pay a monthly fee so that you can access the framework and then you still have to buy the games? Is this you can buy the game? Is this you can buy the games on whatever platform you want, but also play it on here? We'll give you a copy here as well.
I feel like it's going to be one of two models. It's either going to be buy the game through Stadia, and you get to play it, kind of like, or maybe I hope they don't do the PlayStation Now model where it's like, oh, you can rent this game for 3 months or whatever.
Well, PlayStation Now did that at first. They don't do that now, do they?
They do. I think they still do that, but you can do the monthly subscription. So I feel like if they're looking to do what they showed in the presentation, where you're watching a YouTube video and there's or watching a YouTube stream,
it's got to be the streaming service essentially.
And there's a link right there that says play this game. It has to be like a monthly, like a monthly fee, and you get access to anything that's on the platform.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Now
they at least have to have that option. They could have a la carte options where, I just want to pay, $20 to play a game or something. I don't know. But it's got to be a monthly. It's got to at least have that option for the monthly.
Pause this thing real quick. I just looked over and it's telling me I got to stop my OBS for a second because it's freaking out on me and I just realized it. So we might not have video for me for part of this. But give me a second. What is it doing? Why is it being
the
done?
Magics of editing?
The magic.
Yeah.
Poor penguin's gonna die.
No dying. What is it doing?
This is how we keep our mediocre title.
That's right. That's how we do it. Give me a second here. We're still recording audio, so if we can keep going, it's just not video from here at this exact moment.
Yeah, no, Jacket's big thing is always just continue to record the audio.
Well, keep going, kids.
Keep going. Oh, man.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I feel like it has to have the monthly fee.
It's got to.
It's got to be essentially the Netflix of gaming.
I mean, it's got to be. It's got to be that, because there's no way, at least in my mind, there's no way that it's going to be set to where you can just click it in a YouTube video or something, because it's all built around Chrome too. And their Chrome, like they say your Chrome browser, your tablets, and
your pixels,
and all of it, and that. So it's got to be built
now,
around a subscription service, because it's got to be tied to your Google account.
Now check this out, because this kind of plays into this. It's a different strategy for allowing for gaming, that does let you play your games on any device. I've been messing around with it. I was talking about it earlier in the week with everybody.
Oh yeah.
And I've been doing this, and they have a service. And shout out to British Rob, because he started using it in this kind of It's the way I've been able to stream Division 2. It costs $30 a month. But it is called Shadow. And basically their platform is, we're going to give you a remote connection to an actually built PC. And as long as you have a fast enough internet connection, there is no lag, zero lag. And what happens is they take and they build these PCs, and they're probably horrible looking, because I highly doubt they're trying to make them pretty, but they always keep the basically the latest and greatest technology in the PC, so you always have access to a high-end PC that can play games at ultra settings. Maybe not necessarily 4K, but ultra settings. Although I'd wager it might be able to play them at 4K if I had it hooked up to 4K. So the Shadow PC that I use, I have an app on this computer. I have an app on my phone. Like, it's literally like I can go into my phone right now. I don't know how anybody would play a game like it, at least on a phone with the screen my size mine has. But so you go into it, and it's an app. And oh god, I'm revealing my first name here, but so it's an app.
Well, we can't see it.
Oh dang!
Well,
Barely saw it.
Yeah, that's fine. But now what
It's all good.
is it's like logging into Windows.
That's
Like, I have
pretty
it
cool.
has a fully run copy of Windows. It's logging into it, and eventually, I don't know. There it goes. So now,
Boom.
when I click on it, it's a Windows PC. It's literally running Windows. I'm
That's
just
pretty cool.
remote connected to this PC. And that particular PC, when I looked at it, because I was like, okay, what's the specs? What's the specs this shit is running? I'm curious. It has an Intel Xeon 5 2678 V3 processor. It has an NVIDIA P5000 card in it.
Jeez.
So basically, it's a 1080 Ti, but it doesn't have an HDMI port on it.
Right.
Which it doesn't need.
No, I mean, it
this
doesn't need it
purpose.
because it's just, yeah.
So it lets you remote, and you can access it from any device, which means you can have a potato of a PC. I go put that app on my husband's computer, which has a i3 and 8 gigs of RAM, and like it's a
I saw it, Mike.
nice save with the microphone there. So you can have a potato of a PC and still play games on Ultra with that.
Right.
It's
So-
just
and
a
that's
different approach.
Pretty much, yeah. It's the same thing, but a different approach to it in that, and because they've actually
I think the
they've
difference
announced
there,
the specs.
I think the difference there is probably that with Shadow, you have to own the games on the platforms. You just download Steam
Right.
onto the PC, or you play and all that, and you log in there on that computer, and it's the games that you've bought that you play over there.
Right.
So-
Yeah. Because the go ahead, Mike.
So, this brings up another. So, that's great and all. Steam, I think it was last week, maybe it was this week, I don't remember. They announced that, I guess Valve announced that they're going to essentially turn the Steam Link platform into a cloud service.
Mm-hmm.
So like right now, and I haven't tested this out, but I have downloaded like the beta builds and all that stuff. But essentially, what the Steam Link was designed for was in-home streaming. So you get a Steam Link, you hook it up to a different TV, and as long as your computer is on and you're logged into Steam, you could access. Essentially, it was a remote session because I could turn on my Steam Link and I would see the Steam on my computer go into big picture mode.
And if you turned off big picture mode, you had access to your computer.
Correct. So what it sounds like they're doing is they're opening that up to where you can, similar to how PS4 Remote Play works, you can access your home computer with that Steam Link from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I think
unfortunately, they discontinued the Steam Link box. So
I got mine.
if you didn't get that for like $2, you messed up. But and I think the only other way to do it is through the Android apps. I believe is the only other way to do Steam Link. Now, does that mean that they're gonna come out with a new Steam Link box?
Possibly.
That maybe even does like a Stadia or a Shadow type thing where it hooks into the Steam platform and any games that you own you can just stream down to that box.
That's a good question. I'm not so sure that they didn't just include the Steam Link itself because they were like, well, we can't like call this thing Steam Link or whatever and not include a legacy platform that we built that specifically does this anyway, but within the house. I think like it was for the Steam Link itself. It's literally just a software update that lets you access it from a different network.
You have to switch it from like public to beta build for the software.
Okay.
And I think you
I'll
also
be doing that after this broadcast, so I can play games tonight. At my
I'll be doing that. I can do it after the podcast. I can just take it with me to the hotel.
Well, and I think you also have to be running the beta build of Steam as well.
Fine, whatever. I don't care.
But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna guess if you're gonna try that on a hotel internet, your experience is not gonna be great.
No, I'm not gonna try it. It'd be absolute garbage. But back to the Stadia. Penguin was talking about specs. So what Stadia has, I have them right here. It's gonna be custom x86 processor clocked at 2.7 gigahertz with AVX2 SIMD, 9.5 megabits of L2 plus L3 cache, custom AMD GPU with an HBM2 memory, 56 compute units, and 10.7 teraflops. So it's got all dem flops.
All the flops.
16 gigs of RAM shared between CPU and GPU. Up to 484 gigabits of bandwidth and SSD cloud storage. It says they don't really know the specific model or even the underlying architecture of the GPU, but it generally aligns with a Vega 56. Claimed performance is 78% higher than an Xbox One X and 5.8 times faster than the base model PlayStation 4.
I mean, realistically, the GPUs they use, it doesn't have to be the same for everything.
No.
Well, yeah, because it says that it can scale up the GPU as needed. Like that's what I heard. So all of those numbers, all that stuff you just spouted out means absolutely nothing to the average gamer. It means zero.
No, it doesn't mean anything because
does it work?
If they have to scale it up, they're going to do it. Pretty much. That's all they're going to care about.
That's like spouting off all those specs for your Xbox One X. No one's going to care. They just want it to play the games, and they want the games to look good.
Yeah.
Basically.
And then the other thing is how it's compared latency-wise. It says, playing on a Pixelbook and Google Internet connection, the site saw smooth frame rates. They also took some latency measurements. Here's how they compare. Stadia, 166 milliseconds. Google Project Stream was 179. PC at 30 frames is 112. PC at 60 frames, 79. And the One X is 145. It was not a controlled test by Digital Foundry, and it can be assumed that Google has set things up to showcase Stadia in the best light.
Did they not just say run on a Pixelbook over Google Internet? So it's Google's hardware on Google's gigabit connection using Google's controller that connects via Wi-Fi so that it reduces latency. So that is literally laboratory settings.
Yeah,
basically.
That is the one interesting thing I found about the controller is that the controller does not connect to the device that you're playing with. So the controller connects to your Wi-Fi and then talks directly to the Stadia servers. So you're not having to deal with not only the input lag of the wireless connection to a box and then out to the internet, but you're just dealing with, here's the controller, it's going out to the internet to connect to that server.
Now, let's talk about not only the elephant in the room, but the big fucking elephant in the room with all of these ideas, whether it be Stadia or Steam Link Anywhere or Shadow, and that is this: if your internet goes down, you have no games.
Very true. If your internet goes down, you got no games. And then you have to think, this connection, like, yeah, it's 25 megabit connection. That seems standard, but it's really not in a lot of the country. I mean, in big cities and everything, in like, you know, you go to like the middle of the country, people struggle for 10.
There's still something like 2% of the U.S. population on dial-up.
Yeah.
And despite the fact that the FCC passed rules a long time ago saying that they cannot call their internet connection high speed unless it's 25 megabits or more, there's not necessarily like the speed connections, which is why the physical consoles aren't going away. This isn't going to kill off physical consoles by any means.
Not a chance in hell. No, it won't kill off physical consoles. Not enough people are going to be able to have the internet access required for this. Even with it being Google, like, if Google would have, you know, fully realized, and I get it, it's logistical and money and all this and that, and laws and crap, if they would have been able to fully realize their hope of Google Fiber and spread it across the country, great, cool, this would have been amazing. But it's so limited.
Also, watch for an interesting thing that might come out of this. And for areas that have Google Fiber, for people that are paying the $100 a month or whatever it is for Google Fiber, watch for them to package Stadia in.
Oh, I can see
Google
it.
Fiber.
I can totally see it.
It hasn't been announced yet, and it may not be, but I'd argue that that's probably going to be bundled in with Google Fiber.
For sure.
Yeah,
well,
I just got an email from Comcast, and they're even like you can tell they're struggling for cable subscribers because they're now offering like a $5 a month box that includes Netflix, Hulu, HBO, basically a few streaming, like most of the major streaming services.
Yeah.
For just $5 a month.
Oh man, that's
well.
And I mean that's what it seemed like, was that the subscriptions were included, but I didn't really read into it because I'm just like, no, I don't need that.
Also look at the fact that they really need they're trying to find ways to keep their services going forward, because both Comcast and AT&T, at least in my area, for their internet, waive the data caps for their lower tier plans if you bundle with TV service.
I wish mine would do
fucking
that.
Data caps.
I seriously fucked it. Like, that's the other thing that's gonna hurt Stadia. I mean, data caps. You got to think, like, you know, you're streaming 1080p, 60 frames per second. People are gonna want 4K. You can really probably only do that in areas without a data cap. Even with a 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte cap, I mean, gamers are gamers. They play so damn much.
I mean, honestly, if it's limited to Chrome, as far as what you can play it on, I would be fine if there was just a setting that said only give me 1080, because I don't, unless they make an app for my Apple TV, I don't have anything else 4K that I can play it on, and I'm not gonna run an HDMI cable to my TV just to play 4K games.
Dear Google, please make a Amazon TV 4K box app for this.
please make iOS apps and
no need for that for me. Sorry.
Can we all agree on the fact that although Stadia is great and everything, but it may have logistical problems, it will kill possibly work ethic around the country during
Oh
hours.
my god! Maybe, dude. I was messing around with Shadow on my MacBook at school the other day. With the shitty internet connection at the school, it was working. So
oh my god!
I was
Great.
playing Civ 6 at school when I should have been doing homework. So yeah, Stadia is gonna kill productivity.
Okay,
Oh, that's great.
so now that we've gotten some of the details on the service out, I want to talk about some of the platform features that they have, because this is where the innovation, I think, comes. So one of the things that they mentioned was, if you're playing a game on Stadia, you can immediately share that to YouTube. And what normally has to happen right now is I have to be playing a game on my computer, and I run OBS, and then that streams out to Twitch or whatever platform I'm using to. So I still have to have a machine here running that stream.
Mm-hmm.
So what Google is doing with Stadia is they're going to allow you to stream the game down to your machine at 4K 60. And then if you wanted to stream that out to YouTube, they're going to give you an entirely separate stream that's 4K 60 frames per second straight to Google or straight to YouTube. So you don't have to worry about double bandwidth, essentially, streaming it down to your machine and then using your machine to stream that up to YouTube. They're just going to basically split that off into a separate stream. So it could essentially make Stadia a platform that streamers want to use, because they'll get the games, they'll get them in a good quality with not needing to have two beefy machines to run it, and they can have that 4K YouTube video out there ready to go. Whereas
I think though the problem with that is that when you don't put it through OBS or another broadcasting software, you don't have the ability to do your scenes and things like that.
Yeah,
this is going to be
true.
really akin to what you've already got on PlayStation 4, where you can broadcast upload to Twitch, and with the Xbox, where you can be streaming to Mixer right out of the gate.
I mean, does that maybe open up something like Streamlabs to work with Google and maybe have some kind of overlay feature that they could just insert into the stream?
I think there's some possibilities there, but I think it's very much going to be akin to native console streaming. And it's a good jumping off point for starting streamers, but it's not the ideal. It's not going to give you the best output and the best experience for your audience.
Right.
Exactly.
So some of the other features they added, this was the cool one to me. So the way that they're gonna do split screen for like couch co-op games or online games is, instead of having the game take and render two screens essentially in the same stream, they're going to send you down two different streams and then put those side by side. So that's going to make performance a lot better as far as your couch co-op stuff, because you're not relying on the hardware or anything like that to render one person's game and another person's game at the same time. It's just you're using two separate machines essentially to render both people, and then it kind of puts them together. But
that's cool.
Alongside that, they showed off this. Essentially, it's like if you were playing like a strategy game, I guess you could consider it like a commander view, where like if we were all on a team, I could see both of your screens and then give out orders or whatnot.
I missed some of those facts. I just watched the stream. After that, I just shut everything down.
I was at work when the stream for that happened, so I haven't even watched the stream. I've just been reading up on it.
Yeah, so that was I mean, those types of things, especially for us as amateur streamers.
I'm a professional.
You okay? We'll go with that. If we were doing a multiplayer stream, and it was something where, maybe we wanted to have everyone's view on the screen, that sounds like the perfect way to do it.
Twitch has that new feature coming at some point where we can do 4 people in a stream. But hey,
I mean,
guys, it's a time for us to jump ship to Mixer just so we can do proper crossover streams.
So one of the other things they announced was it's called State Share. And what that is players will be able to share transferable encoded representations of a moment in any game. So I think what they use this as a reference for was, let's say you're playing like a horror game or something and you're down to 1 bullet. You can take the state of that game at that time and share that out to your community or your friends or whatever, so that they can play that exact scenario and see how they handle it. Or, you could use it as
send
like
in your clips
as like
of how you did.
Yeah, as like a time trial or something like that. So that seemed pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
But these are all things that, the reason why I say this isn't just a streaming service, this is a platform, is these are things that have to be built into the game. Similar like your Twitch integrations have to be built into a game in order for them to work.
Well, yeah,
okay,
they said, like, they did say, they're like, we're sending out the API to developers so that they can do this because it has to be a Stadia version. It's not like you're not playing a Steam version of the game over Stadia or anything like that.
Yeah,
because Project Stream was very much like, this is the Uplay version of the game. We're just streaming it out from our side.
Right.
Okay.
Whereas the games that have all of the support would be Stadia specific versions of the game. Which, as we discussed, has its downsides, because if your internet goes out, you can't play that game. But
yeah, there's goods and bads.
For me, it's a common sense thing where you're signing up for a service that allows you to stream games over the internet. Clearly, if your internet goes out, you can't play those games.
It's times like this that I'm reminded of these wise words. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure it's good. They'll have a disclaimer because, like, on Shadow, when you read through their facts, they tell you it is a whole lot better to do this over fiber connection because fiber has less than a 2% failure rate.
Mm-hmm.
Fiber just does not go out, essentially.
Right.
So.
Oh, if only the world ran on fiber.
Oh,
right. So
if only Google.
So Google had a nice presentation this week. Someone else is going to have a presentation soon, and that's
very true.
And that's PlayStation.
Yes, PlayStation has announced State of Play, a live broadcast that will be held next week, March 25th at 2. They say 2 p.m. Pacific time. So tack on your hours for whatever it is. I believe that's
4 p.m. Central.
Time. Or no, not 3. That's 5. That's 5 my time. So I can't even watch it
because
I'm going home.
On the damn thumbnail, it says 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern.
Guys,
I'm not looking at the thumbnail.
Guys, time zones are hard. Yeah, they're just hard.
I'm only responsible for knowing the time and the time zone I'm currently in.
Central time, best time.
I don't agree with the time. Just just to get that out of I don't agree with the time because you got the entire East Coast leaving work at 5
Yeah,
o'clock.
because everything is always based on you East Coasters.
Hey,
Well,
Iron.
no,
your
why not
Eastern
even make it
time.
like later? Like, why not make it start at like 6 o'clock Pacific time, like they do with the E3 conferences and that? They're always late. So why not do
Because
it then?
Because
it's
then
not
you're gonna-
about you.
If it started at 6 Pacific, you're gonna complain that it's starting at 9 o'clock. It's too late.
I'm always up at 9 o'clock to sit there and
There's
watch this shit.
there's no perfect time when you're dealing with 4 different time zones in the country.
Well,
Yeah,
hold on.
fine.
That's not just 4 time zones in the country. What time is it going to be when that comes on in Japan? What time is it going to be when
I
it
don't
comes on
care.
in Europe?
Nobody cares about Europe. The UK, no.
Wow.
Jacket-
I would just
Jacket will
I would
deal.
just like to
Jacket,
take this
if you would like
opportunity
to
to say that
fire Iron,
the
Mike is
opinions
ready
of
to be the lead.
Iron the opinions of Iron do not represent the opinions of the Lunar Castaways, and I for one care very much about
or
Europe.
twitch.tv/Mr. Penguin Von Penguin.
Correct.
Europe, we love you.
Anyway, so this is kind of like a response to the fact that they pulled out of E3. Nintendo's Direct seem to be doing really well. Xbox has their own thing, which will just kind of tie into this, called Inside Xbox or ID at Xbox Game Pass kind of thing.
Hey, those Inside
It's-
Xbox streams are legit. If you watch them on Mixer and you're signed in, you can get free stuff for Xbox.
Oh yeah,
You
I've
know,
seen that.
And I'm sure this was said when Nintendo started doing their directs, but there really isn't any point to holding off announcing stuff for E3, one time a year.
Exactly,
If
like
you have an announcement, get it out there.
yeah, because otherwise you're just risking leaks
Leaks
and that.
and-
Like, I mean, Sony is already holding on to projects and holding them close.
Now,
E3
alongside
is
that,
dead.
Alongside
Indeed.
I will say, if your game isn't ready to come out in that calendar year, don't announce it. Just
Yeah,
I think
just
the
wait.
the perfect example of announcement to coming out was Fallout 4. We show you an
Correct.
announcement, 6 months later the game is out.
yes.
Or Apex. Hey, we made a game. It's available today.
I
And
think though,
see where that is. 50
I-
what is it? 50 million players?
that
Over
works.
50 million players now.
That works for free to play. But if it's a AAA $60 game, you're gonna need about 6 months build up.
Yeah, I mean you're going to
Yeah.
need some marketing time, but
Like
I-
you know what game is gonna suffer? You know what game is gonna suffer because they announced too soon? Beyond Good and Evil 2. Or whatever it
Yeah.
is.
yeah.
It's suffering.
That one's good.
And,
It is
and
I
suffering.
think Days Gone got announced way too soon. I think
Yeah, it did.
I mean
Last of Us.
think about
I think Last of Us is a special case. Last of Us Part 2 is a special case.
think about
I guess I should finish
even
Last of
even
Us
though
Part
they
One.
only showed like a graphic
Whoa,
of it and said
hold
hey,
on,
we're
hold
working
on, hold on, Mike, hold on. What did you say?
I said I guess I should finish The Last of Us Part 1, but then I should probably also finish Uncharted 2 through 4. So
Hey guys, I
have
haven't
Last
beat
of Us.
Red Dead 2 either, so
That came out in November though.
I
That's different.
you want to ask me about other games I haven't finished yet?
No, and you
so-
guys give me crap about movies, and you haven't played some of the greatest. You haven't played probably the greatest.
Iron-
game.
a movie takes maybe 3 hours of your time, whereas some of these games take hundreds of hours.
I would rather play a game though.
I have 2
Sometimes
copies of Skyrim on my shelf.
So yes, so
3
so
really.
that may be another game I think that suffers is from just overhype is because they came out and they said, "Oh yeah, we're working on Elder Scrolls 6." It's like, well, no shit,
Yeah.
you're working on Elder Scrolls 6. We
Everybody
don't
knows
need you
you're
to
working
mention
on
that.
It's like Borderlands 3. Everybody knows you were working on Borderlands 3. You didn't have to say anything about it, and then they just teased that thing, and then all of a sudden, oh, Borderlands 1 Game of the Year is coming out. Like,
Well, I mean, they said that they had 2 announcements for
True.
PAX. So it's probably going to be, hey, here's Borderlands 3. It's coming out 2020 because we suck at announcing things, and it's just going to get delayed eventually.
That's...
In the meantime, here's Borderlands 1 completely remastered in 4K. Or, since it just says Borderlands Game of the Year, and I can verify from my Steam account that there's already a Borderlands Game of the Year edition, maybe whatever this is that's getting passed, rated at the ESRB, maybe it's a collection of everything remastered 4K.
Problem is that I already have Borderlands Handsome Jack collection.
I mean, the problem is I already have all these games on PC.
Can I make you sad again?
You didn't finish Borderlands.
I played like 3 hours of Borderlands 1 and haven't touched any of the other games. I do have
That's fine. I beat 2.
I do have the pre-sequel on my Steam account that I haven't played, so there's that.
Mr. Penguin, I'm going to say if the games didn't talk to you, then if you only put in a couple hours and you didn't feel like the game was good, that's fine.
I mean, that's fair.
That.
I mean, not everybody's going to like certain games. That's perfectly fair. I completely disagree with you, but it's perfectly fair.
You know what? I mean, I've easily put in 200 hours on Rock Band 4 alone.
Does that include like streaming for 5 hours? Just
well, yeah, but that's still gameplay.
Iron, I have when PlayStation sent out that here's your stats for 2018, I had 150 hours in WWE 2K19. You know how much I've actually played that game?
Barely any.
Barely any, because it's all creation and doing the simulations for LCW and all that stuff. But it still counts as game time.
Fair. So, but I mean, so the whole fact of this announcement, though, is pretty much just putting the nail in the coffin on E3 disappearing. I mean, EA doesn't really deal with E3. Nintendo doesn't deal with E3. They announce around E3, but they don't go there.
Well, they do have the Treehouse events.
True. Okay. Yeah.
They don't have when we say these companies aren't doing anything at E3.
It's the big press conference.
Yeah. So like Nintendo doesn't have a big press conference, but they're still at the event.
Right.
EA doesn't have a press conference now, but they're still going to have their own little event kind of adjacent to E3. From everything I've heard, PlayStation's the first one to essentially say, we're not going to be at E3.
Yeah. And I find it really funny on the timing is the fact, like, wasn't it like just a year, like probably 2 years ago that they opened E3 to the public?
Oh,
and all of a sudden the companies are leaving. Ever
since they opened E3 to the public, I mean, you if you pay attention to any of the video games media, ever since they opened E3 to the public, they're like, this is an absolute shit show, and they
shouldn't be for the public.
Yeah, it that's what your PAXs and stuff are for.
PAX and Gamescom and I don't know. Like if PSX happens this 2019, that's what PSX is for. It's for the fans to come in and play.
Here's how I think they should have, because I know they have like a day of E3 where the actual show floor is open that the public's not allowed to, but it should really be like here the majority of it is press only, and maybe a day they open it up for the public.
Right.
Now, I really do agree that a lot of these events should be kind of industry things, and then maybe you do open E3 to the public, but not till the last day, and you sell a limited number of passes.
Or you sell maybe 50 to 100 passes every day. Like a limited number of the public can get in.
Yeah.
Because honestly, from everything I've heard and kind of going to similar conventions myself, it's basically you pay to get in there, and then you stand in a line for most of the time trying to get the one thing that you absolutely want to see.
Yeah, and that's just horrible.
And it smells to high heaven.
And
you
probably get maybe 15 minutes of playtime
For a game that's not
Or-
coming out for another 2 years.
yeah, it's not worth it.
No.
For that, just sign up for like the alpha on online.
Just wait. Now, so we know that that E3 is dead, obviously. But Mike, I wanted to touch base with you because I told you I was going to circle back around to this week before we go. Mike, they put out the 1 year anniversary trailer for Sea of Thieves. Did you see it?
Ooh, I did not see it. I need to watch it.
So, fishing is happening.
Yeah, fishing.
They're putting harpoons on the ships.
I don't know if I like that because that implies whaling.
Well, you can hook the megalodons. The harpoons are for ship to ship combat and like fighting megalodons.
That could be fun because then does the Meg drag you?
I believe that's what it appears to be. Yes.
That sounds like fun.
I want to because there's harpoons on. Apparently, there's 2 harpoons per ship in the trailer.
Okay.
So I want to hook both Meg. I want to hook them both to a Meg and just go make it look like a
And
chariot across the sea with your ship.
Now the only way that's acceptable is if they add a surfing emote to the game where you can stand on the front and you can just be like, I'm surfing.
Or you can stand on the back of the ship and do it too. Make it look like you hold your hand out like this and it looks like you're holding reins.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be good.
The other big thing that was in that trailer that was awesome was mast damage. So like if you shoot their mast topples. And
That's pretty cool.
They'd have to fix it. So I told you I'd touch on that this week, Mike. You need
That's
go watch it.
pretty
Go
cool.
watch it. It's cool.
I will go watch it. I'm upset I could not participate in your pirating last night. I had LCW stuff to do.
What if I told you that you could just get rid of LCW because nobody cares about it anyway? All people do is complain about how like the live stream of it goes. So
what if I told you if I did that you wouldn't get your title shot?
Well, I'm probably gonna lose my title shot because it's against somebody who's in league with you. So what does it matter?
I don't have any control over the game once I press start.
I mean, I've beaten the crap out of Jacket twice, so
I'm gonna be eagerly watching my title shot later.
It will be at the end of the show.
Okay,
I'll be on the road. I'll be on the road, so I won't be able to watch on that.
Damn you.
The other small bit of information that we're gonna kind of have to work with, and we're gonna have to figure out what the hell is gonna happen is. It seems PlayStation is getting rid of the ability to buy digital codes for their games at retail. The only place you can buy them is on their thing.
Big deal.
What are we supposed to do for giveaways?
You buy the equivalent amount of money in PSN dollars.
Fine.
I guess. It does. Now, this is based off of a leaked memo from GameStop, so take that with whatever grains of salt you need to take that with.
True. If it is true, though.
It only mentioned, it just generalized retailers from what I saw, so it doesn't necessarily...
It doesn't mean like Amazon or anything.
It doesn't exclude online sales. Maybe it's just in stores that they're not going to provide it. Who knows? My 2 thoughts on this is yes. As far as the general public, this probably isn't that big of a deal. As far as kind of how we do things right now, where we have a giveaway every month if you're a subscriber, it does impact us as far as giving away a specific game.
Yes.
Like Penguin said, we could go to, here is, you're going to get $60 or $65 or, it's going to be hard because I know you can only do like 50, so we're going to have to...
It'd end up being $60 at that point. Like we can do a $50 card and a $10.
The memo, the supposed leaked memo said that they're currently working with Sony to provide different increments additional increments of PSN
Money.
amounts. Yeah.
So it's either we give the PSN money out, and then essentially it's just you get a game of your choice at that point, or this could mean that Sony is going to update the PSN to allow gifting.
Yeah,
I was about to just say, like, that would be much better. I would perfectly okay with that. Just allow gifting. And then, I mean, I could just send people their codes through the store and make life so much easier.
Now,
I mean,
obviously,
the only other alternative is you buy physical and have it shipped to the person.
Yeah.
Very true. Or
that's how we're going to collect addresses.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how
and then
Lunarcast
we're going to sell them for profit.
I mean, I already know where Penguin lives. Actually, I kind of forgot.
Not for long.
That's true, you move.
I will move.
Yeah.
Creepy ass iron.
You did it. And I got really bored at work. I was like, I'm curious. I bet I could find him. That's okay.
Creepy.
Austin found Tim.
Yeah, I have no, like,
All
y'all
right,
have fun on that trip.
Moving along. Anything else we need to talk about, boys?
Well, we don't need to talk about what we played this week.
No, because I threw that at you guys. So I believe that's it for news and everything else this week. We talked about what we've been playing. Mike will be streaming LCW here in another hour and a half. So
as of the day
of this recording, as of
the
day of recording,
LCW, you can catch it every Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central Time.
And then you're trying to start a schedule of when you're gonna have it uploaded, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to have it uploaded by Monday every week, maybe Wednesday. I don't know.
And it'll now upload to the Castaways channel.
Correct. It will be uploaded to the Lunar Castaways YouTube channel.
You finally are letting Mike put it on the right channel?
Apparently
I had that ability all along. It's just Google never sent me an email saying I was invited to manage their brand channel. So I didn't realize that I had been invited.
So have you now uploaded all of them to the main channel?
Not yet.
Just the one right now. Yeah, just the one right now. But yeah, we were talking about this before, and we were like, "What?" I thought he had access, and Jacket had said something, and no, it was really just we sent him the invite. Jacket sent it, and it just never went into his email.
And I think when I set up my brand channel, I turned off I must have turned off a notification or something, because it never notified me that I was invited. And it wasn't until we were trying to figure out how I get LCW up on YouTube that I was like, oh, it's buried in this brand management section of YouTube, and I already have the invite.
Mediocrity continues through all branches of Lunar Castaways.
Look, it's a work in progress.
It is.
I can't wait till I can afford to buy this shit out and shut it down finally.
You're stuck. Kind of, not really. So, with
all
that being said, and then also we're starting in the Discord and everything, a watch along of Battlestar Galactica. So we right now we're starting with the first two episodes. Is the miniseries opener.
By the time this comes out, you should have already watched the miniseries.
Yes.
And be in the process of watching the first 2 episodes of the actual series.
Yeah.
That sounds hard. I'm out.
Boo.
Do it, Penguin.
It's a good show.
So say we all.
I still have like 26 more episodes of King of the Hill to watch and like 6 discs of Avatar or something, so.
Ah, jeez. Yeah. We just finished season 2 of Man in the High Castle, so I can finally move on to season 3.
Iron, play us out.
play us out. So again, everybody, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out and everything. Thank you, Mike, who you can catch on the Lunar Castaways channel. And thank you, Penguin, where you can catch at twitch.tv/Mr. Penguin Von Penguin. You can catch us all over there. This will be live Tuesday. So thank you guys for watching. If you would like to graciously help us, go ahead and hit the like button down below. It is always, and it's appreciated. It helps us out. If you want, even hit the subscribe button. That'd be even slightly better, I think, possibly.
Ring the bell for notifications when new
Ring
videos
that bell
go
for
up.
the notifications.
And if you really like us, go over
really
to
like
patreon.com/lunarcastaways.
That
Throw
was
us
very,
some money.
Yeah, I was like, give us money.
Please give us money.
Pay us. So go ahead, give us. We can
Go ahead and give us money.
throw me all kinds of off. So go ahead and either you can subscribe to us over on Twitch with your Twitch Prime sub, since it is free at twitch.tv/LunarCastaways, or you can sub to Penguin over there sitting there pretending he wasn't doing anything.
I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Mr. Penguin has more entertaining content than we do.
That's probably true.
Look, I bring my
you-
most mediocre content to y'all. But I bring my A game,
To your own. That's fair.
my highest
I mean,
level
that's-
mediocrity over there.
And then instead of paying with Twitch the $5, you can head over to the Patreon. Like Mike said, it is only $3 there. And you can still get entered into the giveaway. And then once you do either of those, head over to discord.lunarcastaways.com and make sure your Patreon and or Twitch are linked, and you'll be entered into the giveaway. This giveaway coming up will be Days Gone, and we'll figure out how to take care of that.
No, they said
once we know
Days Gone is still being sold as a digital code.
Yeah, but they're they're
If you
trying to
pre-ordered
push
it,
retailers to do whatever. Yeah,
The-
they're gonna
the-
try to convince them to change it.
The other thing, so just going back to this PSN thing real quick. The other thing that's suspect to me is the date is April 1st. Now I know that's probably like the start of their fiscal year or whatever, but it's also April Fool's Day.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Grains of salt all around.
Yeah, grains of salt all around. So again, everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with us. And until next week, everybody, have a great day.